Ken, let me start with you. Outside of the courthouse, Judge Cannon heard two motions effectively to dismiss today. What are your key takeaways? What did you hear from the Trump's lawyers, and what did Judge Cannon say? Was she receptive to their arguments?
In part, and skeptical about others. Kristen, good afternoon. So with Donald Trump sitting behind them at the defense table, Mr. Trump's lawyers argued that the Espionage Act, which is the law that undergirds most of the charges in this case, is unconstitutionally vague. And they said there were certain key terms in that law which were not defined, like national defense information and entitled to receive it. And they said that so Mr. Trump was not on notice about what was criminal and therefore couldn't have known that he was breaking the law when he took all those classified documents to his home. Judge Cannon really didn't indicate which way she was leaning on that. Most legal experts believe that's a long shot because that law has been used hundreds of times to prosecute people who have brought home documents and leaked classified documents, including most recently and notoriously Jack Teixeira, the Massachusetts National Guard's airman who leaked, hundreds of highly classified documents. The second motion involved the Presidential Records Act, and that's a civil law passed after Watergate designed to ensure that presidential records are the property of the American people. What Trump's lawyers are arguing is that that law essentially moots this prosecution, and that under that law, he can take any record that was his in the White House when he was president, deem it personal, and take it home and essentially store it in his bathroom or under any other circumstance, and prosecutors can't do anything about it. Now, on that score, Judge Cannon seemed skeptical. She said that she didn't see how that argument was grounds for dismissing the case. She said, really, the issue of what's personal and what's presidential records is more an issue for the jury. It's a fact issue. It's not a legal issue proper for a motion to dismiss. So she seemed skeptical of that one. Look, a lot of legal experts have said that these were marginal, borderline frivolous motions that never even should have been the subject of a day-long hearing. But the fact is they were, and the fact is that there are a lot of procedural issues still pending in this case, which could have the result of delaying any potential trial date, Kristen.
And Ken, how is Jack Smith, the special counsel, responding to these arguments?
You can almost see their heads exploding when you read their briefs and hear them argue in court, because they just think that these arguments have no merit. Essentially, they say this is Donald Trump trying to argue that because he was president, the laws don't apply to him, and that's just not how our system works. And they point out that, for example, Mr. Trump in 2016 and at other times made a point of saying that he was going as president to enforce the laws about classified information and make sure to bring to justice people who violate those laws. So he was well aware of the rules, and he was also briefed on them while he was the president. And in terms of the Presidential Records Act, they just say it's absurd. It has nothing to do with the criminal law. It's a civil law. And it doesn't say that a president can take information marked classified, including nuclear secrets, and decide that it's personal and take it to his house, Kristen.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.